Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream. It has been a minute. I've been very busy. I made a Kickstarter for some dice and we raised $383,000. 1 second, my dog's gonna yell, there's a fire hydrant. Hi, come here. You okay? You want a cookie? Sorry, my dog gets stressed whenever there's a fire engine going by, so we gotta give her treats. There you go, you're okay. Okay, yeah, so I've been very busy with that. It's been fun. So, we got a few questions to go through today. Let's take a look at link by request. So, daily chart does have a pretty interesting sign here. We've got the wave PM cross above the 14 value, above the 7 value when everything's below 0.7. That implies there is good potential energy and there is direction implied with that energy. It's a good thing to see. Now, the way this is going to work is this expansion is going to appear on a lower time frame, which we will then define with 3 wave PM. And as long as we are above that pivot, the trend will still be active. So for our chart, whew, that's very interesting. That's a tough call. So the initial the daily chart does have a breakout here. The 4-hour chart is very messy because this is a clean expansion and it immediately inverted, but then trend continued, and we're causing this weird tapered expansion with this red here. That is not ideal for defining a pivot. We are technically directly on that pivot, but it's very messy and soft. So I wouldn't consider this a hard buy signal, but there are implications of good trend. So you can just do a very small position, please. Next up, let's take a look at Doge. I see we have another nice little breakout. I'm not seeing any volume associated with it. Like, compare it to over here. Like, even this tiny little bump here had magnitude more volume. So this spike here had nice high volume, and every single spike since then has had decreasing volume. I am not going to recommend buying into Doge until we get a pump that has a volume spike higher than the current downtrend. Volume is very important on meme charts. You want to be consistent with identifying the amount of interest when the chart has nothing to offer but interest. Let us take a look at Bitcoin, BTC USD. So, still in crypto winter. That's fine. What we saw happen is we maxed out our wave PM. back in June, right? And when that happened, we said trend would be over and we would do nothing but go sideways for several months. Since then, we've done nothing but go sideways for several months. It is very boring and very expected. Now, for a significant trend to actually begin, we want to see everything below 0.7. That is clearly not the case, right? Last time, 2018. All right, let's talk about it. Over here, right, when everything was above 0.7 around here. Look how long it took before everything went below 0.7. It was all the way over here, right? So we would not expect significant movement in this instance for half a year. And even after that period, where it's just compression, you still see a secondary extended period of compression. So let's go conservative and say half a year until we actually see something big with Bitcoin. Right now, how far in are we? Yeah, we're about halfway there. I think we're just going to go sideways for another 2 months. It is not inspiring. Lower time frames, though, we might still have place. Yeah, down here we are fully compressed. Everything down here is below 0.7. We would want to look for this 14 value to actually pierce up here. When we see that, we want to see direction, and then we'll go to a lower time frame to actually get ourselves some direction on the CCI. Right now, nothing. This does have potential to burst either direction, because down here, what we've seen is we've completed our full mean inversion, and now it could go either way. All right, we had a compression as expected. 4-hour chart says we're fully compressed. Daily chart says we're not. So what that means is we should have significant moves in the frame of a 4-hour chart, but not significant moves in the frame of a daily chart. If that makes sense, right? So the scope of Bitcoin's moves are going to be relegated to significance on the 4-hour size. But any type of new daily trend, I would not expect at this time. So please ping me when we actually get ourselves across and significant weighting to the upside or downside on the CCI. I'm very interested, because when that happens, we'll generate a nice plume of mass, because there's plenty to generate with, and we'll see significant moves from there. Okay, let's check out BlackBerry. Very nice. I see what you're seeing. We have ourselves clean wave PM cross on the 4-hour. Nice little upward move. What does the daily chart say about that, though? Interesting. It is in line. I think this looks okay. Wow, there's a lot of upside here. Very interesting. Yeah, even just returning to a state of normalcy is 50%. So we do have a daily wave PM cross. We have a 4-hour wave PM cross. Let's see if we can define a pivot on the 1-hour chart to actually gain entry. No, we cannot. 2-hour chart. Yeah, that's unfortunate. This has not been significant enough of a move yet to actually generate a long pivot. I do not do fundamental analysis, so please take this with a very big grain of salt. I want your sodium to be high. I want to see you take a very small position in this, and then just try to flip the 50%, right? This is very clean, very obvious on the 4-hour and daily. We just don't have a lower time frame entry, which means there's going to be a higher associated risk with the position. So I just try to go for maybe like 3 to 1 and go for that 50%. It's a nice position. Okay. Let's check if there's any final comments to take a look at. No. All right, been a pleasure. I'll